Hey everyone, huge update literally happened live while we were recording the show. Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi has officially announced her retirement. She released a new video. Let's take a listen.
I say to my colleagues in the House all the time, no matter what title they have bestowed upon me, Speaker, Leader, Whip, there has been no greater honor for me than to stand on the House floor and say, I speak for the people of San Francisco. I have truly loved serving as your voice in Congress, and I've always honored the song of St. Francis, Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace, the anthem of our city. That is why I want you, my fellow San Franciscans, to be the first to know. I will not be seeking re-election to Congress. With a grateful heart, I look forward to my final year of service as your proud representative. As we go forward, my message to the city I love is this: San Francisco, know your power. We have made history, we have made progress, we have always led the way, and now we must continue to do so.
Wow, there it is. Seismic announcement the days after immediately these elections for the Democrats. Obviously, she stepped down already, had Hakeem Jeffries, but obviously a titan, I think, in the Democratic Party, one of the most efficient power brokers in modern American history, especially up there at the top. A long and storied career. I don't want to give too much of a positive vibe. A lot of destruction, I think, along the way, too.
Hakeem has made her look pretty good, though, in comparison.
You're definitely right on that one, but I'm going to say, if we're going to judge on the report card, I wouldn't say it's been all that great. She was a nightmare for Republicans, for Democrats at many times. But, you know, at the very least, I do want to give credit where it is due. People who are 80 years old should move on and get the fuck out. So, you know what?
Not pulling a Feinstein here.
You didn't die in office.
That. Yeah.
I wish that the bar was not that low. Thank you for listening and for leaving. And this blows open the San Francisco primary there. Schweikart, who we had here on the show. Now I think the guy's got a real shot. He actually could win. He's going to be going up against, what is it, Senator Scott Weiner, who is, what, more of a... He's like a local
California
politician.
State senator. They're very, you know, in terms of their positioning, Scott Weiner is very pro-Israel. You know, APAC recipient, all that sort of stuff. So that'll be a key, you know, dividing line. Shoykat Chakrabarti is AOC's former chief of staff. Very, very thoughtful guy. Ideologically, kind of has the big picture and also the policy details there. Very big student of history as well. I think he and Saagar could spend hours talking to each other about FDR and all of that.
Yeah.
In any case, in addition, the expectation is that one of Pelosi's daughters, Christine, is likely to jump in the race as well. So that hasn't happened yet, but that was the expectation, like from Schweikart. There's been a question for a while now whether Pelosi was going to seek re-election again. Obviously, there's a big conversation in the Democratic Party right now about gerontocracy, with this incredibly elderly leadership and average age, and multiple members literally dying in office. Of course, Dianne Feinstein, who Nancy Pelosi is very close with, being one of those individuals, and Pelosi would have been, had a front row seat to watching that decline happen. So I think that probably pushed her more towards the exits as well. Schweikart's challenge, her primary challenge already was one that she was going to have to take seriously. That could have also played a role as well. He had shared some polling with me that looked promising for him when people, learned about his campaign, et cetera. So yeah, now that's going to be a very, very interesting fight. Are San Francisco residents going to go with the nepotism route and say, okay, last name Pelosi, we're going to stick with it? Or are they going to be, part of the sort of Zohran Mamdani left wave reckoning? Are they going to go with the more centrist figure of the established politician there, the state senator? That'll be a really fascinating one to watch.
It's going to be a huge test for her endorsement too, because if she does nominate or she does push her daughter and she endorses her, I don't know. I mean, I don't know San Francisco politics all that well, but she was still pretty popular in her own district. She has survived multiple challenges. Her bid was always, look, I'm the power broker and I'm going to get shit done for you. And I mean, again,
but can you transfer that to your kid?
It's always been that way. I don't know, truly. I have no idea whether the voters would go along with that. I would pray not. I would say that San Francisco is definitely not gotten better under her leadership. If you live there, I think you probably would agree. I think the case has always been, but she's fighting, on a national case. to be fair, congressional elections are not local specifically. It's not really all the stuff that factors in. So I have no idea. It's gonna be a crazy race. But you know, at least the honorable thing, she's leaving. She's left us with the legacy, the stock trade. You know, she single-handedly, her riches with her husband, I think elevated that issue to the very top. So Nancy, thank you. Thank you for you and your husband trading your way so flagrantly to make that into an issue that a lot of people could seize upon and to push some anti-corruption legislation. I'm trying to think about what else? Like, my God, the financial crisis, Obamacare.
She really, was a key linchpin.
God, the Iraq War.
Get the votes together to get Obamacare across the finish line. I mean, Democrats had a big majority, but they had a lot more like blue dog conservative members that they had to grapple with. So that was no easy task. And I mean, the thing that she was very effective at was, first of all, knowing what votes she had, right? She was a huge fundraiser. Just a juggernaut with that, which unfortunately, the way Washington is set up, that is really the key to power. She was a much better tactician than Hakeem Jeffries, for sure.
Oh, no.
You know, she was relished to fight with Trump, really stared him down, and the border wall funding shut down. You know, I think she really emerged victorious from that particular fight. She was able to really sort of coerce the Democratic caucus into maintaining unity, which was not necessarily, in my view, a positive thing. But from her perspective and from Democratic leadership perspective, she was certainly very effective.
She was the master tamer. She tamed AOC.
Yep.
She tamed all of the squad. I mean, you got to give it to her. She was LBJ-esque in terms of her control. There are very few like them. There's LBJ. In my lifetime, it's been Harry Reid, Nancy Pelosi. I haven't seen any greats in Congress. I mean, it's been a long time since we saw anybody great who actually was a creature of the institution, could get things not just done, but, really had a harness on the caucus, turned herself to an integral part of the machine, became one of the pioneers of the billionaire, raising money movement. There was nobody better at it.
She understands power.
100%.
Absolutely understands power.
Fascinating life.
And came from a Baltimore Machine Paul
her dad was
family
mayor.
as well. So she was sort of raised in that culture, I guess. So there you go.
Rare breed, I guess you could say. So, all right, well, good riddance. Okay, let's get to the tariffs. Hey, if you like that video, hit the like button or leave a comment below. It really helps get the show to more people.
And if you'd like to get the full show ad-free and in your inbox every morning, you can sign up at breakingpoints.com.
That's right. Get the full show, help support the future of independent media at breakingpoints.com.